And it says we're live.
It lies.
And we have a rose amongst the thorns today.
I shall sit here and cuddle the fox.
She's
not
actually
that
dressed in red.
I feel that in addition to the other stuff, I should officially announce that this broadcast is NC-17. Viewer discretion is advised. If you want to keep the heat on, as usual, donate here. If you like coffee, this is a place to go. Let them know you heard about it on our podcast. Maybe they'll send us free coffee, which would be nice.
We're always wrong because the wives always tell us that we don't know what we're doing.
And apparently, Frank has an
Carl.
intern named Carl.
Yeah, Carl is apparently standing in for Frank.
Poor Carl.
Oh,
Doesn't have the same ring as poor Frank.
yeah.
Carl that kills people.
Viewer discretion.
I go back to the.
Well, I got to start off with the maniacs. They are up in arms.
Maniacs?
The maniacs out of Maine.
Okay.
That's what they're called, is maniacs,
Yes.
for reasons.
Okay.
Apparently, the
I
government.
like that one, Rick.
Huh?
Sorry, Rick is like Carl, isn't damn it, Carl. The main government. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, not the Maine government. The federal government
Ah,
has cracked down on the Maine lobster fishermen
again.
And
Isn't lobster fishing pretty much one of the most regulated industries?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
and Whole Foods has stopped carrying lobster effective last week
Why?
because they're saving the whales.
Wait, what?
What?
Yes, that's their excuse.
Oh, here and I thought it might be because you usually cook lobsters alive.
They're cockroaches. Who cares?
Yeah. They're seaborne cockroaches. Whales don't eat lobsters, one. Two, whales are normally further out to sea.
Right.
Three, what the?
Well,
And to top it all off, guess what the Biden administration is serving for the state dinner tonight?
Cocktail, lobsters.
whale.
Lobsters
I thought you were going to say
that they bought from Maine.
The thing about whales don't eat lobsters because they have no extant fingers, and when one gets caught in their throat,
Yeah.
they can't get it out.
Well, and also the fact that most whales eat baleen or
They eat krill.
Well,
krill.
And the way,
Yeah.
and the
Macroscopic
way
shrimp.
lobster traps are set, you cannot catch anything in the lines of
If
lobster
they're
traps.
catching whales and lobster traps, we need to have a talk.
Yeah. Nuke the whales. Yeah, Jesse.
Nuke gay whales for Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I did put up a post.
Speaking of which, wow. It's okay, Carl. It gets worse.
I put up a post today on my blog that is literally the ultimate troll.
That's okay. Go ahead, Jim.
And here we go again.
for the final time.
So
Those of you
anyway,
in the chat, I hate monkeys.
what I put up is a meme that a friend of mine did. It says, PSA, Christian-owned airline companies change the lights on the wings to red and green to celebrate Christmas without considering whether or not the passengers on the plane celebrate Christmas. If you're flying this season, please let the gate agent know you do not celebrate Christmas, and they will swap out the bulbs for you. Please share.
What?
Troll.
It is the ultimate epic troll.
And it will catch someone because they always do.
Red right returning. That's standard lighting.
You know that. I know that. It's
So
on
you tell
every
which way
airplane.
the damn airplane's going.
But most of the people on Twitter have no idea.
Oh.
No, look away, little Mr. Fox. We don't want to see what's happening to the monkey.
Jerry, I don't know what the NAS Brunswick Lobster Man is going to do because I can't find it.
He's
He's
removed
gotta get
the
little
monkey's
pieces.
ears. It's now the Van Gogh monkey.
Yeah,
That might be a Van Gogh monkey.
yeah. But the funny part is ships, aircraft, buoys, sea buoys, river buoys are all painted red and green.
Red right returning.
It's always red right returning. Yes.
Jesus is the light of the world. We should just all go around in darkness if we're going to avoid Christian metaphors
Yeah.
here. I mean, yes, lighting your way home is so Christian centric. They should just stay out there in the dark.
Yeah. Yes, Differs, you're exactly right. That BS is going to ruin a lot of small families and lobster fishermen in Maine, just like they did with all the fishermen out of Gloucester, Mass.
Gloucester.
That's a proper monkey.
Yeah, Richard, troll the ancient Yuletide carol.
That's the thing of it is lobsters are cockroaches, people. Isn't that what apparently the World Economic Forum is extolling us to eat anyway?
Well,
Just
yeah,
because they got built-in scuba suits doesn't make they're not cockroaches
I grew up eating crawfish.
Cockroaches are people too and have rights.
and lefts and
Lots of rights and lefts.
apparently
many
five
legs.
on each side.
Sanford.
Oh, okay.
Gloucester. Well, however they pronounce it up there.
I spent. I know where you sleep, mister.
Anyway, the World Economic Forum and a whole bunch of idiots know better have been pounding the eat bugs.
Yeah.
Platform for
But not those bugs.
Right. Those bugs
So
are
what,
exclusive to them.
they've got built-in scuba suits that makes them off limits. What?
Yeah. Same thing with the king crab season, been shut down this year. So
It doesn't work if folks want to eat the bugs.
I bet
Exactly.
there are just enough allowed that for the people that are important to get their crab and
yes.
lobster.
Oh yes,
yeah, ALS crayfish are pretty good too,
crawdads are great.
or mud bugs as we call them.
If you know how to cook them,
Yes.
Crawdads
Well, there
are-
is a difference.
crawdads are good.
What does they say? Suck the heads, eat the tails?
Yeah.
More or less.
That's the
But-
proper Cajun way to do it.
The ones that I used to get in Oregon are actually red, and we used to swim
Crawdads?
around. Yeah. And
Before
they're-
you cook them,
Yeah, and they're not really mud bugs because there wasn't that much mud in the river where we were getting them. But West Coast are different.
do they taste good?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, they taste good.
They're
Yeah.
the ones I remember as being slightly less muddy than the ones that I've bought in
Oh,
this area.
somebody didn't
locally.
purge them right.
Yeah. Well,
So
Somebody
it's
didn't
just
purge 'em
like
right.
catfish. You throw them in a bathtub for a couple of days, spray them down a couple of times, rinse all the mud out, and you're good to go.
mhm. And the stuff I've bought around here has been from markets. So who knows how it was
There
treated.
are a couple of. Remind me, and coming up next May, I will give you a contact list for a couple of crawdad farms down south.
Okay.
That
May
will-
is too late. Need about February.
Yeah, I was gonna say
February. Okay,
I
February.
think Julian told me February.
February.
February is the start of the
And
season.
they'll ship you an onion sack full of pre-purged crawdads.
Yeah. No, ALS, we're not going to take nasty old bacon. We're keeping that.
Bacon and bugs.
Trade bacon for bugs? No.
No. How about no?
Best
How about
lobster.
bacon wrapped bugs?
Best lobster
They're
I
actually
have
good.
ever had was my dad and I and a friend of ours went down into the sugar bush on the farm we lived in New England, and we built a fire and we roasted potatoes in the coals and acorn squash, and we had steaks grilled over the fire. And Dad had me boil water. He told me it was to wash dishes. I'm like, we can pack the dishes back to the house. It's less than a half mile. And
Hey, babe.
so
We have a Rita.
once the water came to a boil, Dad reaches in his pack basket and pulls out 3 lobster. And
Yeah.
so we cooked lobster in the woods, in the snow on New Year's Eve. And that was the best lobster I've ever had.
Hello, Rita.
So
Hey.
surf and turf on the campfire.
Well, we did surf and turf up at,
Rita, you look lovely.
The chat says hi, Rita.
yeah. No bacon lasts long enough around here to go off. Yeah. Turkey bacon works for fishing too. Yeah, turkey bacon, that's all it works for because it sure as hell is not edible.
Chicken livers. Take a chicken liver, which I won't eat because I know what liver does, and use it to catch something you can't eat.
Works for me.
Low sodium, no smoke bacon. That's
What?
Say what?
Why? Why would you?
Yeah,
That's pork belly.
Yeah, that's pork belly is right.
Let's take bacon. We have bacon. Let's take all the good out of it.
Yeah.
Let's take all the light and the goodness and the love, and here you go.
And that's
Yeah.
that's turkey bacon.
The word is heresy. Yes.
So I've got 2 bits of news, one sort of good, one not so sort of good. Starting on the not so sort of good. A local reporter has glommed on to the Law Dog Ian McMurtry connection and is doing a story on my case due to the extraordinary levels of support I received. She's already reached out to at least one of my friends. So if you get a Facebook message from a Trish Choate, that's a reporter. Do with that information as you will.
Yeah.
Apparently, this story will be coming out sometime here pretty quick. So, yay!
It'll be interesting to see which way this story goes.
This one, yeah.
I do have a suggestion, which is that if she does reach out to one of you, be polite and
Have a
not
kill her the minute you get in the room.
well, I mean, definitely don't actually say anything that could be used in quotes.
Is she for or again? We don't know.
Assume
She's a reporter.
again.
She's a reporter. So
Yeah, assume again. Always assume again, but always be polite, because if you say anything untoward, it can be taken out of context and used to hurt Law Dog, and
They
none
will.
of us want that.
Yeah.
So
Let me say this. Anyone who looks at the facts of this case, looks at the history and looks what the prescribed practice is for this type of situation in this type of environment, will see that Ian acted beyond any question or beyond any doubt, with the utmost observance of the rules, and also while also protecting the safety of the person and all of the personnel.
Yeah.
And it was a difficult situation, and those kinds of things are something they've got to be scary. My heart goes out to all the men and women who work in that profession, and I know beyond any question that this man acts with the best interest, not only of the organization that he works for, but with respect and high regard for the safety of all people in the environment. No question about it. And I am confident that any reporter, however disposed they are to perceive the case, if they look at the facts, they're going to come down on the side of this situation that I'm on, which is believing and recognizing that Ian acted honorably and with all possible respect in the situation. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And nothing more needs to be said.
and I
about
really
that.
hope that we can charitably attribute the fact that this person's actually looking to find truth. The problem is that a lot of them come into it with a predisposed notion
Right.
and go digging until they find what they're looking for.
That's true.
And that's
true,
my
but
fear.
that I understand that, but I just don't think that that's why I said looking at it with no bias and looking at the bare facts, and it's going to happen in court. So when that happens in court, I think it's going to be beyond any question in the mind of everyone. And I'll tell you this for the record. I've been here in this county for almost 13 years, and I can't tell you how many times that we've been in a Walmart or out at the Mule Barbecue or in Electra or
Goat barbecue,
or something. I knew it was something. Sorry. Who's eating a mule? It sounds
Barbecued mule. No.
Well, but we've been out in various places, just random places, and somebody will come up and we'll start talking to him, and then we'll say, "Mr. McMurtry, it's good to see you," and we'll just start talking to him, and in some cases, I can't tell if the person after the fact, I would say, "Who's that?" And I would think it was maybe somebody who used to work for him or worked with him at a facility, and then I would find out it was somebody who was a guest of the facility.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wow, that's kind of amazing," because these people obviously felt decently and even-handedly treated by this man.
Yeah.
And that would not happen if he was not even-handed with people. And but I'll tell you the other thing: when you're in an environment where people are looking for an angle or looking for an opportunity to take advantage of a situation, then you need people who are unflinching about shutting down the threat to everyone around them. And that's for the safety of the person who's a threat, as well as the other people working in the environment.
If you have someone that's out and not in their right mind, you have to take care of them until they're able to take care of themselves.
Yeah. Well, like I said, in that, when these random people are coming up and they're addressing him as Mr. McMurtry, I think that speaks volumes. And people who have been his trainees, his underlings, his colleagues are always thrilled to see him, and always, I don't think you get that uniformity of respect from people if you go around mistreating people.
Yeah.
Yep. That's true. And the chat agrees with you completely.
In the other news, thank you, baby. Courtney just walked in. Heck of a timing. So, when I checked the Space Cowboy Dropbox 2 weeks ago, there were 4 stories in there.
That was mine.
Yeah, one of them. And I was on.
To this procrastinate.
I was on the way to work. I get a text from Courtney saying, "So, have you checked the Dropbox?" I'm thinking, "Oh shit, we don't have enough because we want a minimum of 10. We don't have enough stories." So I call her and say, there's 3 or 4 people. They swear they're going to send something. We're going to be okay. She said, "No, that's not the problem."
See, I checked before I left for Vegas, and I checked once while I was in Vegas, and then I hadn't checked the emails since before Thanksgiving because I was like, "Oh, we've got 4 or 5. There's everyone else.
Yeah.
I deserved a vacation."
Yes, you did need a vacation.
And I'm like, "Oh, everyone's gonna turn in at the last possible minute, so I've got time, no big deal." And I open it, and there's like 10 emails, and then okay, so downloaded all those, check it again. There's 2 more.
So we wound up apparently right now 17 stories.
Yes.
Has Sarah Hoyt turned in one?
I don't remember.
Sunny B said that it should be with us shortly.
Okay.
Yeah. Her handler has informed me that we'll be on the way. Yeah. So we're still okay. We have extended the deadline for Space Cowboys to 1st of February 2023. We will still be launching Space Cowboys on 24th of February.
Volume 1.
It's now going to be Volume 1. Space Cowboys 2, Electric, not Boogaloo, will come out 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Electric Rodeo.
Did you know that February 24th is also Emma's birthday?
I did not. Which Emma?
Emma
Hankins.
Hankins.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a good day to be born. Trust me.
Tau City Boogaloo.
What? Tau City.
I should call it Electric Rodeo. That's actually
Yeah,
really
Electric
fun.
Rodeo is what is. I'd like to do.
Electric Rodeo is what I put on the covers
yeah,
I sent you, so hopefully
my
that's
my
it.
mental image is Space Cowboys and a big painted 2, and underneath Electric Boogaloo painted with a big red X and Rodeo painted. And I'm glad people are getting that joke. It was kind of esoteric.
Yeah.
We could do that as a promotional thing, but I don't think it's going to work as a
And as
cover.
far as the
That mental image does not translate to cover, people.
Twisted Tropes, now up to 9.5 stories.
I'm under stress.
And some of them are rather interesting, and some of them are from some surprisingly interesting people. One of whom said in the email said, "I'm sending this now because I'm scared I'll back out if I don't."
I'm proud of that person, whoever they are. It
Um,
wasn't me.
I actually had to pull over. After she told me. there were 17 stories because we're doing an experiment. Raconteur Press is doing an experiment, and we're going to be launching a anthology every 2 months. Not every 2 weeks. And I'm kind of worried, I'm slightly worried that we may have more than 6, well, now 7. We may have more than 7 anthologies coming. What? What do you mean 8? What?
An anthology a fortnight.
So what I'm hearing here is that we're reviving the golden age of science fiction magazines.
That's kind of my hope.
Yeah.
8?
My ultimate.
What do you mean 8?
Yeah.
Just the way things have gone, we have a
Okay,
plan
that-
for some of them to have
Okay,
2.
okay.
So so everyone's like, that's gonna be cool. And the ones I have early stories for, I'm like, I'm looking at them again and looking at how things are coming in, and I'm like, oh no. So yeah, I can't do one a month. Actually,
No,
I can't.
we can't.
We can't do one a month. Mostly because launching something in June and July is kind of like launching it into the void. Going,
Yeah.
June's like, yeah, and we set up to purposely avoid June and July, didn't we?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikado, glad to see you on here. Yes, hard to be a wit when the drugs keep kicking in and out.
But we're very happy to see you,
Yeah.
Mikado. You don't need to worry about being witty.
Yeah.
Just
No,
Good to see you,
Just
sir.
good to see you.
Bloody mobile. Yeah. I'm amazed at the number of y'all that watch this on your phones.
No kidding, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
I have used it as kind of like a podcast where I just listen to it. When I
I'm so
used to
sorry.
work in a lab,
I'm so
that was
sorry.
that was my alternative. Was
Yeah, but
Phone
you
was in my
missed the good
pocket.
part, which is the chat.
well, yes, but you take half because that's all you can get. I mean,
Yeah, well, half is better than nothing in some cases.
has anybody heard from Jonna?
I talked to her on the phone a couple of days ago.
How was last weekend?
She said that was a bit slow, but she's
Oh,
been working in costumes, so she's got some other.
good.
Ah,
oh
good.
good.
Is she on here? I kind of halfway expect to see her on here.
I have seen her once in a while on either Facebook or sometimes in Discord, but that's about it.
Mhm. I think she's wandering around San Francisco today.
Unsupervised. Oh God.
Hell,
Unsupervised. Jonna.
Poor San
Yeah.
Francisco.
There's unsupervised, and then there's John unsupervised.
No, you mean there's unsupervised and there's unsupervisable.
Mm.
That too, but I
Yeah.
was trying to be polite.
Actually, I was thinking of myself.
We know, baby.
Now that's the pair of y'all.
Oh, it's a fox plushie. It's the sweater's just plain. The fox is. The fox is a little disturbed.
Fox is a little disturbed.
I think it's a little disturbed.
Hey, the fox is so you see the monkey.
See, you're watching on the phone, you can't see that.
Oh. So what does the fox say?
So I did do puppetry for a while in college the first time around, but I was never a ventriloquist.
And you can guess which finger that was.
I don't like monkeys. I make no bones about it. I hate little bastards.
Yeah, the Dickens Festival in San Francisco is rather interesting. Yes.
Well, it's run by the people who actually started modern Renaissance festivals.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
The
the first.
fox says, "Blue screen of death. Anthology not found."
I'm not sure a blue screen of death anthology would work.
Don't give them ideas. Don't give them ideas.
Now, my plan currently is the PTSD anthology, which I've been re-promoting and actually got more interest in. It's not an easy one to write for,
Mm-mm.
and I'm aware of that, and it's not going to be an easy read, and I'm aware of that. And then I have a commitment to do a Weird Jobs anthology, which is going to be along the
Are you
lines.
posting it?
Yes.
Oh,
Lloyd
I'm-
Baim and I are teaming up for that one.
when will that one be?
I won't the open for submission starting January 1st.
Oh, I
So-
do that.
And open publication date right now, I haven't figured that out. But at that point, Sandra Lee Studios plans to get out of the anthology business. Jesse, the PTSD anthology right now is still open for submissions through the end of the year. And that's a soft submission date. If somebody queries me and tells me that they're working on something, I'll give you a little leeway, but not a lot. And then publication date on PTSD anthology will be mid-February.
That's pushing. That's awful quick.
I have somebody working with me on this to help me with wrangling authors / cats.
Yeah. Rita
I'm
is,
looking at Courtney, but it's not Courtney.
It's not, yeah, it's not.
Rita is taking up things in the background, Tom.
Yeah, so strange noises. That's
She's
just,
taping up a prisoner.
we'll go with that, Tom. We'll
Sure.
go with that.
So we've got everything that Raconteur Press is about to do. We've got 2 out of San Luis Studios. Rita has got Space Monkeys.
Yeah.
It's 2023 is gonna be the year of the anthology.
And I've got Twisted
He's got
Tropes.
Twisted Tropes.
Just a tropes, right? Which you're at 9.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. The one I
Post-traumatic weird dreams after one of these broadcasts.
I just
That
turned
would be
monkey's,
Frank or
I just-
Carl.
turned a monkey's head inside out. You're
Yeah.
welcome, Carl.
And
Oh,
as far as
and-
the raffle, we've just about got all the prizes set out.
The Misfits, got the Dino anthology coming up.
Yes.
That's right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I totally missed that, or I'd have sent a story because that would have been fun to
Yeah.
write for.
Brendan, are you also accepting submissions?
I think they're done with submissions,
Okay.
but definitely let us know when it comes out. We want to promote it.
For sure.
So.
I was very excited to hear about it coming, and I'm like, and I have no time.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about a quarter of the way into the next Rim World. About 24,000 words as of last night. And the problem with having dinners at my place and the comments that get made, and when one of them sticks in your head, then you end up writing a whole damn chapter on what was stuck in your head.
That's kind of the beauty of what we do, though, is the fact that we do get to just have these wide-ranging, random conversations.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, but it sparks things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does it spark joy? Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes apprehension.
Sometimes.
It brings someone joy.
Yeah, not usually us. I loved your book. Glad somebody did.
Yeah, it varies anywhere from 12 to 23 people show up for dinner on Saturday night. The people in my head need medication and adult leadership. And they're not going to get that from you, Tom.
Our Saturday night parties need adult leadership.
Yeah.
They'd be less fun that way.
Yeah.
We have the adult table. We have the kids table. Most of us are sent to the kids
The
table.
kids'
Comment
table is
that's
generally
not
all the
Ian ripping
ladies.
things. That would be Rita.
That'd be Rita, yes.
Yeah.
The adult supervision.
Ripping the heart out of your enemies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm the adult supervisor.
No, you're ripping
No,
the heart
you're
out of
ripping
your
the heart
enemies.
out of your enemies.
Oh, that's it.
The taping.
That too.
Speaking of monkeys turned inside out, did y'all see the news on the testing of the implants that they did on the Elon Musk's company did with the implants?
What
It's
implants?
brutal.
What
Yeah,
implants?
They were testing the implants on monkeys
What implants for what?
The
for
brain
the
implants.
coming
Oh.
singularity.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought-
You know, where we're all going to be hardwired to.
oh,
Yeah.
I was thought-
Oh, they've been
I
doing
thought
that for quite
implants-
some
implants.
time.
I
The
know,
problem
but-
with implants is that they tend to grow biofilms.
Well, some of the documents about the things like that monkeys are like will have like fingers missing and digits and like ankle sheared at the like these like weird random injuries. They think they're going crazy and
It's not far.
and
It's not a far
injuring
step for
themselves,
monkeys.
which is horrific.
Ooh.
Apparently there was a video of a monkey controlling a pong ball on a screen with using only a thought.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's actually been done in people.
Yeah.
There are
Well,
people that have the million implants and can control a tablet
Well,
and
the-
actually like shop and chat online. which
they
is
were
cool.
testing these stuff, and some documents have leaked on that.
Well, I just wonder how much of that is actually from Musk company and how much of that is from other companies that have
Because
done it
it's
in the
been going
past.
on for
It's
quite
very
some time.
unflattering.
Because
Yeah.
they're to the
Mhm.
point they're going after Musk. A senator
They're trying to go after Musk for everything.
yesterday said he was a communist puppet.
Musk?
Yeah,
Mm,
He
Yeah.
might be a communist, but he's not a puppet.
Just because the other billionaire oligarchs hate him doesn't mean he's not another.
Yeah, exactly.
I love her. I love her.
That he's a big boy.
yep.
yes,
He's on his own.
and
we
has a
just
sense of
enjoy
humor, which I
watching.
Yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Inside Out.
This will, by the way, be the last plastic monkey because I pointed out to my husband that there's such a thing as taking a prank too far.
Well, and I was a bad boy this morning when I went down to mail one of the raffle prizes off, which bless our local gun store. They did it for free.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really nice.
Yeah,
of them.
They've done that now in every raffle we've done, they've done for free, the shipping. But
Damn,
he,
he's snub.
he had a toy in the store,
He did.
and I was a bad boy.
Well, I was just thinking that I need to go down and that is a piece of metal there. That is a hefty chunk of metal.
That is one of the new Colt Anaconda 44 Magnums.
That is indeed a very hefty chunk of metal. That will throw hefty chunks of metal.
Yes, it is.
Might be
It's
a
quite
shoulder
heavy.
holster for it.
Oh goodness, that is heavy.
Yeah.
See, that would hurt me.
Huh? Speaking of which, we've got some gun training we need to do.
Yes, we do. And that's actually what I was thinking. Is I need to buy a pistol, so I need to go patronize the local gun store.
Yes.
Since they were
our
nice
little,
enough.
little gun store run by Ted Knox.
Yeah.
Ted at the little gun store. It's Texoma Knife Forks and Guns.
Yeah.
Really great place.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
Go down there.
Yeah, Tom, that's the problem is as expensive as the ammo is, I can't afford to miss.
Evelyn, yes, that is indeed one of the I ran off bullets, so I get to beat you with it.
Here's 2 pounds of steel. Whack.
Yeah, Rick, it weighs a good 2 pounds empty. And yes, you could beat somebody to death with it. And it'll also tame the recoil.
Yes,
I'm
that's
just
the important
thinking-
part.
When Superman used to have bullets bounce off his chest and stand there with his chest thrust out, and then he throw the gun at him and he'd duck.
He flinched.
Yeah,
That one he definitely had to duck from.
yeah. Now you can have your 500. I've shot a 500 once. That was enough. You know, there's a reason a lot of those things are in the gun stores for sale with a box with 49 rounds of ammo in it.
A 50-round box holding 49 rounds.
Yeah.
There was an officer I knew one time, deputy. He's a decent deputy. I liked him a lot. He had purchased a 41 Avenger.
Yeah.
Which was custom 1911 that fired 45 super rounds neck down to 41.
Oh, Jesus.
So it was the same. It was the same length as the 45 ACP, but shooting a 41 caliber bullet. Really good little round. Surprised it didn't catch on. And he had one box of 50 41 Avenger rounds, and 3 7-round mags were out of it.
Yeah.
And that was that was it.
Yeah.
There were 21 empty holes because he never fired it.
Yeah. I'll take weapons that have to go on aircraft weight and balance spreadsheet for 500, please. Yep.
I can totally picture Evelyn with a. Actually, my dad had a pair of reproduction Queen Anne's dueling pistols, and I can picture Evelyn with those.
Yeah, 41 Avenger was 45 Super Brass, which is just 45 ACP with thicker head, thicker brass. Squirrels, glow stick. And they took the 45 neck down to 410, 41, and launched 170 grain 41 caliber bullets. And you could get about 1,100 feet out of a standard Colt 1911.
Yeah.
With no overpressure. It was a fantastical round. Surprised it
That's
didn't catch on.
moving.
Surprised it didn't catch on.
CCW flintlock for the win. Actually, I knew a guy in Virginia that carried a flintlock CCW
Why?
to piss everybody off.
That would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did. And he shot it once in competition just to prove he could. His time wasn't all that great, but he was no rounds down for accuracy. Yes, Rick, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I think we lost the ladies with the gun talk. So heading off into other things.
You know more than I do. I'll just say that.
I think we lost the ladies. It am cold here in Texas. I'm tired of being cold. And I got the Colorado girl over here going, it's cold, which concerns me somewhat.
So it's too cold to wear my nice jackets and not be cold, but it's not cold enough to wear my heavy coats. So I need like an in between, which is really kind of freaking me out. Like, I've got the heavy coats I use to shovel the snow, and there is no weather outside with which to move a shovel.
By the way, I personally am grateful that there's no shovelable weather out there.
I'm very grateful that it's not there. I'm just like I have a hole in my wardrobe and I don't know what to do with it.
Layers.
Yeah.
I have layers. My layers go from like, yeah. It's bad.
Well, it may get
Y'all
to
haven't seen the closet.
it may get to 55 today, but it's supposed to be in the mid 70s tomorrow.
And again,
That's another thing.
Yeah.
I feel kind of sorry for the folks that just got here. They're spending their first year here.
Yeah.
Because the wild schizophrenic weather changes.
Yeah.
That is a Texas early winter. Tends to make people sick if you're not used to it.
Yeah.
I've had issues with allergies, but not sick.
We've got fresh grass growth in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about making the boy mow.
yeah,
Actually, we were going to send the boy over to your place to mow.
I could probably use it actually, because we don't water the lawn.
Yeah, Nancy, y'all have been getting some snow up where you are.
I'm not there.
Mm-mm.
Life is good.
Now, Eric, actually, the Flintlock concealed carry, he got yelled at for concealed carrying a P-38 Luger.
A P-38 Walther or a Luger?
Luger,
Okay. The P-01.
P-01.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Who cares? It's delicate and
Where-
finicky, but who cares?
When they start doing this, by the way, when I'm not on camera, I'm usually over there on Google looking things up.
What is this? I'm sure there's a picture of this somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a standard bad guy gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the sexy standard bad guy gun with the tall.
Yeah.
The one
Think-
with the
think-
little loops on the back at the top.
World War II Nazi
Standard bad guy gun.
standard bad guy gun.
That's the
I have
mental
a
image
PPQ.
I have.
I
in
like my
head.
PPQ, and that's all I care
Yeah.
about.
You know, a PPQ?
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Very good. That's a
So
good chunk of kit.
Mhm.
he got pissed off about that.
You're carrying it, right?
Yeah,
Not doing any good home and safe.
I know.
You're not going to be able to tell the bad guy, wait here, I'll be back. Go home, work the safe, load it, go back. All right, let's get this done.
I have a 5-pound flashlight that I blind people
Actually, you
with.
can tell the bad guy, wait here.
He might not obey you.
No, actually, you could say, wait. The cops come in 5 minutes. They do this every night at the time.
Yeah.
Please wait and rob me after they leave.
I have my hair sticks and I carry a 5-pound flashlight.
She's
Yeah.
wearing her
She's
sticks.
wearing her
Yes.
sticks.
I'm not.
They're the
but
same
she is.
color as her hair. It's hard to see.
Shocking.
Gave me an innocent look.
Are they really? I would never have camouflage.
Speaking of colors, Rick, sorry about the green hair sticks. There was some miscommunication on the whole
What?
murder needles. I
Right.
sent murder needles for the raffle thing.
Oh,
He was supposed to get the
hair stabbies.
ivory colored ones.
I didn't have ivory colored ones. I had green ones. He got green ones. Hence my apology. I'm sorry about the color.
Ah, we
Apparently,
need to talk because you weren't supposed to send those.
Ben
Ben didn't know what was going on, so I sent a pair of hair sticks.
Olson
Ben
contacted
sent
me.
them.
Ben Olson contacted me earlier, and I'm now that I've got my blog back because Malware Bytes had decided it was a dangerous blog.
Rick, when you get the other,
Oh, that's what happened. Okay, Rick.
Yeah, when you get the other pair,
So good. You got
Send the-
bonus.
send the green
No,
ones back
do
to
not,
her.
Do not. They're fine.
Anyway.
It's fine.
He wanted me to tell everybody the standard length of the hair stabbies will be 7 inches, whatever that means.
What that means practically is that some of the hair stabbies that he was making at first were too long, and
They were 12 or 13 inches, if I remember right.
I don't know about 12 or 13 inches, but there were definitely some that gave you the antenna look. And the other thing about that is that they're heavy. So for like when I recently cut my hair, so I have, instead of down to here, I've got up to here. I can't support the heavy weight of the hair sticks anymore.
Okay.
It pulls, and the
I've
bun comes
also
out.
seen the 3 tons of danglies you put on yours. So
Mhm.
Well, yes, but that was when my hair was longer. Now I can't do that. So.
And he makes some that have metal in them too, and those
Yeah.
they're very nice. They're very pretty. They're very sturdy, but they
They're
also
quite
get
heavy.
very
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I was also wearing one
Oh.
without a hair elastic in. And if you put a hair elastic in, then it'll support more. So for the ladies that are watching and maybe wanting to wear hair
Yeah.
stabbies, put a hair elastic in, you'll be able to support more.
hair stabby.
And he also will make custom shorties, which is
Yes.
I'm going to order a pair of shorties that are only like maybe 5-6 inches long,
Mhm.
so I can wear them horizontally and wear a hat.
I need to do that too.
And
I
that
know-
answers the question that Emma had.
Yes.
I know Mrs. Dave gets the really, really short ones
Mhm.
that she can wear as part of her uniform.
Yes.
And they're
Yeah.
easier to use.
And especially when you're talking about uniform hairstyles,
Mhm.
you're very limited in what you are
Yes.
able to.
But I know he made
So.
really short ones for hers and they tuck in and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now
I
that
approve.
Sir Brass just posted. Now this is the kind of crap we're running into. A special judge in a certain not Indianapolis Center, Indiana County,
Oh, okay. Not involving
sentenced a chomo, which is a predator of children,
diaper
to
sniper.
work release.
What?
Even the work release people are pissed.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. You don't. Diaper snipers don't do well.
no.
So, one of the things that I've studied for a long time for reasons, and then I wound up getting half a degree in it, is criminology. And you see this pattern over and over and over again, which is that for whatever reason, and it's bizarre because we've got cases like Ian's that are being prosecuted for no good reason and don't need to be. And then we get cases like this one where you've got someone that's obviously an offender in a type of offense that is 100% recidivism. He's
Yep.
going to do it again. But he doesn't get sufficient punishment to be a deterrent or to keep him away from being able to get himself right back into trouble again, which he will. And we see that there's an escalation pattern of, and it usually starts when they're in juveniles and they get their wrists slapped, so they think they can get away with it. And it just escalates
Snowballs.
into really bad things happening.
Just on that note, somebody banged off a link to me. My very favorite federal organization, the Christians in Action.
Yeah.
Sorry, CIA.
I'm like, which one would that be?
Most of them, but my very favorite one. Somebody finally got their FOIA request honored, and the number of child molesters, pedophiles employed by the Central Intelligence Agency is, quite frankly, even for me that considers them to be a whole bunch of wankers, shocking.
Yeah.
And that led off into other stuff, other FOIA requests. Apparently, the federal government seems to be the number one employer of pedophiles in the United States.
Yep. I agree with Richard. Hedge clippers and hot branding iron. That way he won't repeat. Yep.
Speaking of hedge clippers, have you heard about what happened to Biden's assistant secretary for disposal of nuclear waste?
Yeah.
Is that the guy that stole the luggage?
That's the one.
That's pretty bad when you go to the extent of stealing a woman's luggage,
Apparently,
throw the clothes away and keep the luggage, and then have the whatevers to use the luggage flying back and forth.
yes, apparently they've got him, her, it on video on 2 other occasions using the luggage before they called him and said, "Hey."
Apparently a $2,400 bag. I didn't know bags cost that much.
Oh, they get really.
Are you kidding?
No.
I buy cheap shit.
No,
Sweetie, 2,500. I mean, at the high end of bags is kind of chump change. That's pedestrian class. Sorry, that's like somebody who wants to look posh and can maybe like scrape up the money and buy a bag like that or charge it or something.
Jim, have you ever looked at the price on a nice Pelican case?
Pelican cases, I understand.
It's the same thing. It's just nice luggage. Little
Wait,
dressy
there
around
are
the
little
outside.
Hermes Birkin bags that cost $500,000.
Say what?
What?
I'm not kidding. They're high-end bespoke couture bags.
Mhm.
And you'd think that the deputy undersecretary for getting rid of radioactive waste could afford to get one
Well,
of his or its own.
Clearly, they need a raise because they're not paid enough.
Shit.
Oh, baby.
I'm saying that's how this could be spent. They're so underpaid. Look at all they do. They bleed.
You're
Well, they
gonna
don't bleed.
you're gonna buy a $500,000
We can
bag
make that fix.
and then put it in the belly of an airplane.
I'm not saying that was a 500.
No, that was
No.
bag. I'm
That's
just saying
$2,500 bag, which
But
if you can afford that bag, you're in a private jet.
Rick has it right. It isn't the cost, it's the kink and the rush.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
was exactly what
Yeah.
I thought at the
Yeah.
time, was that it was
'Cause-
about getting away with theft.
Unfortunately, when I looked at that story,
Yeah.
Google decided I need to see all about that story.
the pictures. My eyes, the goggles.
So many questionable choices.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the person that stole the luggage.
There's just not enough eye bleach.
Yeah, I like Nancy's idea. If I had that much money and blowing dumb stuff, I'd have a house in the woods, my own river, and several guest houses. Yes.
$178K a year, I'd buy Rita good luggage.
Yeah. The ranks have their privilege. Yeah.
And how many squirrels chucked their glow sticks and started crying in the corner? Most of them. Because the very first, it's like, I look at this and Google says, oh, he must be interested in this thing. And it popped up and I clicked and there was a picture I will never, ever get to forget. I will have Alzheimer's and on my
Yeah.
deathbed. And
Bald-headed guy.
I'll give
Yeah.
you some brain bleach. Tom Rognaby, 100 acres of mixed woods and fields with clear fields of fire out to the main
Oh.
road. I'm now thinking of Tom with his own 100-acre forest and a little sign that says Sanders.
And knowing Tom, there would be rocks out there with a figure on the back for ranging.
painting.
And a honey pot.
But, the pictures, it's like,
There you go.
they for these articles, they went out and found pictures that they really shouldn't have used. And I didn't need to know that sort of shit went on. I really didn't.
ALS, that's really weird. I've worked in major government buildings for 20 plus years, in addition to my military service. We had coffee messes for coffee. And if you wanted to bring in Cokes or anything else, you could. And you marked them with your name, and then some bitch would steal it, drink it. But that was
Why
You
didn't
know.
bring sodas?
the cost of doing business.
Mhm.
But to say you can't even bring in a Coke, good
I
God.
think it probably depends on the unit.
Yeah, well, it very well could. It also
If-
could be something about
If that's the unit, I think it is, there's recess.
either that or it's something with the Air Force.
No,
Well,
it's not the Air Force.
It's the last time, a long time ago, I couldn't bring a Coke into a skiff.
Well, you never could.
No. It's like,
What's funny, speaking of skiffs, people that have these Apple Watches,
SCIF, Secure
Secure-
Compartmented Information Facility.
the watch that she has on would not be allowed.
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't even let it inside a government building, for God's sake.
Mine either. Mine doesn't do as much as
Nope.
hers does, but
Nope.
it's still Bluetooth.
There was,
I
if you
actually
had
scaled back.
if
so
you
I
had a
didn't
digital
have-
watch, you put it
Yeah.
in the bin outside the skiff.
Yeah.
So when I worked in pharmaceutical manufacturing, I was not allowed to have the smartwatches. I wasn't allowed to wear them when I went into manufacturing.
Yeah.
Not because they were worried about the security of it. Quite frankly, they could have stood to worry a little bit more about security and safety. But because I was working in rooms that had possible explosives and lots of volatile.
And
So, in theory, what's inside this could trigger an explosion if you're in a room that's saturated with cyclohexane, for instance. I don't think
so I'm
that's
hearing
accurate.
I'm
but
hearing I need one of those.
Yeah.
You can make it explode. I'm
Yeah.
hearing I need one of those.
I don't actually think it would work, but it might be an interesting experience from a distance, a far distance.
There went my dreams crushed.
Yeah, Brennan, we never wore wedding rings at work either, for obvious reasons. Because I actually watched a guy deglove his ring finger on a helicopter back in 1972.
This is my boat watch.
Yep.
You were Navy, you didn't wear wedding rings because you were not going to be married while you were on deployment.
Now we had a guy that was, and he forgot to take his ring off in pre-flight in the helicopter one morning, slipped, reached up and grabbed, ring caught it and degloved the finger.
Mhm.
We go running out there, and there's the finger still hanging there.
Well, I mean, my dear husband, I bought a wedding ring more as a prop for the wedding ceremony and didn't expect him to wear it because he worked with machinery a
Yeah.
lot. So it was like, I don't expect you to wear this all the time. And he actually does wear it, which is
Yeah.
endearing to me.
The amusing thing is newbies into the shadowy worlds.
Yeah.
13 hours. There's a scene in 13 hours where the SEAL contractor takes off his wedding ring, puts it in an Altoids can.
Yeah.
And he said it's so that the opposition doesn't get any information. No, it's not. Because your tan line
Yeah.
shows you were wearing a wedding ring. It was so he wouldn't lose a finger when you go in kinetic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I just annoyed the shit out of me. I don't know why.
Yeah, Tom, you're exactly right. It's a lot of these are a Bluetooth issue. ALS, I cannot believe that they had everything that had to be accounted for with receipts. What the hell kind of coffee mess is that?
What?
Yeah, she just
The coffee mess?
yeah.
Point of order, ALS could be either he or she. It's a married couple using the same.
Okay.
And he's Fed and she was military.
But hey, I've been in coffee messes all over the friggin' world and we never were
I
that
swear
strict.
to God, nobody is going to ask me to fill out a receipt when I stagger into something at 2 a.m. and get a cup of coffee.
No.
Well, the
Not
same
the first time.
pharmaceutical manufacturing place where they weren't too concerned about safety. If you took coffee without paying for it, you would be in trouble, all 69 cents worth.
Mhm.
And my team had a coffee pot in an office separately. And the first thing that my boss did during COVID was make sure that went away and then never came back because she'd been trying to get rid of it for a long time.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yes.
So
You,
It's the reason I stopped being employed there. But
Okay.
Well, let me give you the other side of that coin. Australian submarines, little bitty things.
Mhm.
Every compartment on the submarine has a friggin' tea service in it.
Okay, so
Teapot, whole 9 yards.
I'm still amused over the little bitty Australian submarines.
I gotta wrap my mind around something because it's not computing. So you had to, they would brew coffee, then you have to pay for it
Yeah.
Yes.
in an
Yes.
office.
Yes.
Yes. We had a badge. It had to be swiped at a kiosk, and the kiosk would debit how much money we had loaded onto the badge.
Mhm.
They offered snacks and stuff too. Same thing.
They didn't just have a or just a
Just a coffee.
bun coffee maker.
Nope.
And somebody bought coffee and you made it, and God
Nope.
help you.
Nope.
Communists.
They were going to get back as much of their paycheck as they were giving you as they
The
could.
funny thing is
Communists everywhere.
that the big lab or the little lab that I had worked for that was part of a very large global pharmaceutical organization that everyone in this room has known about and cussed about when I worked for them, all kinds of free coffee and snacks.
Yeah.
But when I worked for the small company,
Mhm.
every penny counted.
Well, that's the thing of everywhere I've worked, that, and granted, it's been a very narrow sector. There was a coffee pot, and if you ran out of the grounds, the lifeblood of the coffee pot, somebody went out and bought more, and then you made coffee, and then if you went by and you needed coffee, you poured coffee, and if it was last, you made more. Nobody ever said, "Hey, you need to pay for that." 2 a.m. You don't ask that.
Speaking of coffee, you're aware that any one of us in this room,
Oh.
if you have a coffee emergency,
I wasn't calling anybody in this room at 7 a.m.
I have been up for hours at that point.
That was a very bad day. That was a very bad day.
RK though, that gets me. An OSI colonel in charge of DoD counter intel conference refused to let him use a hotel because it wasn't in walking distance of a Starbucks.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's OSI.
Yeah, it's OSI. That's enough said.
That's what she's alleging. I slept in. On the weekends, I get to work at 7 a.m., usually a little early because I'm squirrely. And I slept in, so I couldn't make my coffee. I did not have my coffee. And I said, no problem, get to work. And there was a coffee pot and a Keurig and everything to feed both of them. And not a single friggin' cup to be found. And I almost spent the first hour on my back under the percolator, just turned on because it was a bad day.
If you're good, you can empty a bun percolator without ever putting the pot underneath it.
I was about to, because
He
there
didn't-
were no cups. There was
He didn't
nothing to
have a
put.
cup, so
Said Java bean of life
We-
into.
You,
So-
you
so
had
you-
a percolator, right? You had a big cup available.
Yeah.
You take the pot and you put your straw in
Oh,
it.
crap.
I just
To hell with a straw, just drink it.
damn near did.
Actually, I think there's a procedure with a funnel and some tubing. It's a coffee bomb. Like stand on your hands, and your fellow party goers, who are all clearly insane, as you are, will assist you. And you can drink it in one swell food.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was 7 a.m. and I had no coffee, and I went the entire day without coffee, and it was a bad day.
Yeah. 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 Chemicals in watches and rings. And Rick brings up a good point. Machinery,
Mhm.
because we were supposed to wear dog tags all the time, which is
yeah.
why we always put a dog tag on our boot, because we figured if nothing else, that was going to survive.
Military vehicles are a 24-volt circuit.
Yeah.
Where civilian vehicles are a 12-volt.
Yeah.
The military version's 24-volt circuit.
And airplanes are 28 volt.
24-volt circuit is because there's multiple batteries in there, and it powers everything up to including the M3 Bradley. And if you are PMCSing your Bradley after having been out in the boonies for, and you were tired, you have to lean over the batteries as part of the PMCS checklist, and your dog tags come out of your shirt and touch the positive terminal,
You get a charge out of that.
you will wind up sitting in the corner and going for about 20 minutes.
Actually, Winkle Red, if you like good Cajun coffee, I can highly recommend either French Market or Café du Monde. I drink both of them. That's my normal pot of coffee every morning is a pot of Cajun coffee.
It's like when I was climbing into my Bradley, discovered that one of the scouts who had been apparently a welder in high school had welded a 12-volt truck coffee or 18-volt coffee maker and a 24-volt inverter to the inside turret ring of my Bradley. And I went, how the? Oh,
Yeah. Community Coffee also has a good chicory blend.
yes, I do.
Ag Tiger Cajun coffee is a mix of chicory and coffee.
Half coffee, half chicory.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste, but it's good.
It's good and it's strong.
RK, you mentioned getting Stash Tea and being disappointed. Look up Tea Punk. And I really like their Cossack Kiss, which is a smoky kind of a Russian caravan with some fruitiness to it, and also their chocolate cherry and the masala chai. So
The chocolate cherry is quite good.
I used to like lopsided
Whatever they
souchong.
just said, I don't know.
I used to like
They
lopsided
don't like
souchong.
tea.
Yeah, it's now referred to as burnt bum tea at the house. Russian Caravan is almost, it's not quite as smoky, but doesn't smell like a bum on fire. So we do Russian Caravan every now and then.
Been through 6 coffee makers, 11 computers, 13 phones, 8 printers, 15 watches in 11 years. Damn, Differ.
Differs kills things that are electronic.
Arbuckle Coffee. I'm here to tell you, if you
Yes.
want a good coffee,
Yeah.
get it's online, Arbuckle.
Arbuckle's coffee, and you still get a peppermint in every bag.
Yeah, peppermint stick.
Brennan, you're not winning my affections there with cowboy coffee brewed with tobacco leaves.
What?
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't like the way cigarettes smell.
Well, it's not that. It's I remember my dad taking a pack of cigarettes or a pouch of tobacco and going to standing water in Nigeria in mom's yard and dropping a pinch into every bit of standing water because the nicotine was killed
Kills
mosquito
mosquitoes.
larvae.
Yeah.
And I may not be a mosquito larva, but my kidneys have been through a lot.
You used to be able to buy liquid nicotine that was used as an insecticide. It's a plot point in at least one Agatha Christie movie or Agatha Christie novel for poisoning.
Oh, at that time you could buy opium to give to your kids to put them to sleep too.
My mom evidently found a packet of arsenic when they were gutting the house that she lives in.
Yeah, actual tobacco leaves before they're processed do smell good.
Again, it's the steeping in water and killing of the mosquitoes that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
So just use bong water.
Yeah, Differs. I was not going to say that, but that was my thought. You know, they left you unsupervised with nuclear weapons.
Dad's pipe tobacco smelled great. I to this day I love the smell of pipe tobacco. Would not strain it through water and drink it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, pipe tobacco smells good. Cigarettes are nasty.
Yeah.
Most pipe tobacco and some cigars smell really, really good.
Yeah.
So, cigarettes just don't. And again, there's the lethal component.
Yeah.
I can't
Keep
get my
coming to
mind
that
wrapped
point.
around that.
Well, folks, we've wasted another hour of your time on that.
Boy, this one went quick.
And this one went so damn many different directions.
My doctor's moving to Amarillo. I wish we were moving to Amarillo.
Yeah.
Oh, Ian, this morning I sent Johan to get me a plastic monkey for you. He got me 3.
Tom, what you do is this is an old inmate trick. Is you get your coffee and then you knock out your cigarette ashes into it, not the butts, but the ashes. And then you drink that, and pretty soon you have to, unless you have a very evil transport officer who says, "I don't care." But in that case, have the plexi, not the grill cage, because you will be barfing pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, folks, it's Thursday. It's the first day of December. So we're getting closer and closer to that big holiday called Christmas.
Too damn cold.
And we're going to say Christmas because, my God, we believe in Christmas.
Christmas is good.
And if you're looking for Christmas gifts, King
Yeah.
Harv's coffee.
King Harv's coffee, yes.
Guaranteed to not have ground up tobacco leaves in it.
And we are not going with Tom's recommendation of let it snow, let it snow, let it not snow.
No,
You can get all the snow, Tom. Keep
Yeah.
it up there.
You're welcome to have the snow.
yours.
There's a reason
give
I'm
it to
here
you.
now.
Yeah.
I give it to you freely.
I just
When
don't-
are
Armageddon
y'all,
starts
Tom? When are
tonight.
y'all moving to Texas?
Yeah. He's working on it. He's working on it.
Yeah, we got to work on Robin, not Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a point. That's a
true.
point.
Anyway, y'all have a good weekend. And remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Be safe, guys.
Be safe. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.